Are you guys ready for your next comic? Yes, yes. This lady is very funny. I had the privilege of watching her at a show about a month ago at Point Loma. She had everybody in stitches. They were dying, they were laughing, they were intoxicated. I don't know which came first, chicken or the egg, or the drunk or the comic. I don't know. But she was hilarious. You will love her. She's got an awesome name. It's like Abby November, and I just think I should say Dear Abby. So if you have any questions, just shout them out. I'm kidding, I don't know. All right, put your hands together. Miss Abby November.
How about a hand for all the female comics you've seen? And I've been questioning them, sir. They all have uteri, or uteruses, except for moi. So I'm one of the boys. It happens to the best of us. Does this hat make my tush look big, by the way? I tried to match it up, but then I don't think so. What? My mic is not on. Now it is. I was just asking him a very personal question. I didn't want it on. And you yenta-droodle in the back started with me. What is it with you? Do you know what a yenta-droodle is? You certainly do. Okay, I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway, we both have Janice and I, I met her at Hooters. We were both working there. She said she used to work with Kathleen, but that's a lie. I met these girls at Hooters. The geriatric Hooters, It was near the nursing home. I have a thong. Shape depends, sir. If you wanted to put $1 in, I'm not proud. Social Security doesn't pay much. In fact, I get Social Security 6. Just a little bit each month, and it's not enough to live on. Let me tell you that. Getting old sucks. What doesn't leak is overgrown. It's not very pretty, but it's true. It's true, it's true, it's true. Don't mind me, because I sometimes have, what do they call it when you have too much LSD? Return trips. I have guilt trips too, but this was a return trip or a flashback or something, yeah. And I inhaled like our former president. I admit it, right? And now I have glaucoma. Anyway, you're looking at this poor little handy, this little hand, and this man is saying, oh, what happened to this sweet older woman? I know I don't look older, but yes, I was at work. It's a work injury. I fell, broke my wrist because the damn pole broke. And now I can only do lap dances. Yeah, $5, I'm really cheap. Anyway, aging really, it's not for sissies, and if you don't laugh, what are you going to do? So, right. I have hearing aids. I can't wear them, except tonight I put them in, so I want to hear all the heckles. You look like a heckler. You look like a heckler. I don't know about you. You're newlyweds or something. You're playing with Mr. Happy. And anyway, my hearing aids were so bad, I would hear dead presidents. I am not a crook. And I know that's way before your time. I have to be very careful. I have to be careful. I am from Texas. You can tell by my accent. So I'm from the great state of Texas, where we execute more people. Anyway, only people that need killing, they tell me. I think that's what George Bush said. And anyway, so I really, I grew up in Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, they called the grandmother Bubby. And so I couldn't wait to have grandchildren of my own. You could tell that even though I look young man, what's your name? Richard, that's my husband's name, only he's hiding someplace in the men's room. He doesn't want to be associated with me. My daughter was pregnant for the first time. She lives in Boulder, Colorado, where everybody is granola brain, right? Everybody's natural. She's in labor for 72 hours, and I don't say the F word, but it applied there. It was terrible. She's doing it natural, breathing in, breathe in the goodness, exhale the badness, bring in the goodness, and I'm watching her. She kept refusing drugs, so I took them. Why should we both suffer, right? Listen, there's nothing like an epidural to ease your anxiety. I took one before I came up here. So she had my first grandchild, the most beautiful, most intelligent, right? Anyway, more about that later. But I'm a little bit nervous, Richard. You could tell that because I'm talking so fast and I'm talking with a New York accent when I was really born in Georgia. Anyway, welcome, welcome. Can I get you something like a watch? Anyway. No, the parking must have been bad, I know. It's really bad. You parked over in La Mesa? What? It's really bad. It's terrible. You ever go to Red's, that other comic place in Point Loma? That place is so tiny that if somebody farts, they have to come and declare it a toxic dump because it's so tiny. I don't know where I was going with that. You see, I have ADD and flashbacks and all that, and I'm old. What?
Porking.
Parking?
Porking.
You were porking? I was porking. You were porking with her, so that's why you weren't here, and then you're saying, I'm sorry. Do you know him? Now you know her now. What's your name? Louisa. Is that your real name?
That's right.
Okay, and what's your name?
Jason.
Jason. You've been dating or porking or what? Parking or porking? It sounds the same. I can't hear. I started to talk about my hearing aids and dead presidents. What's your name? You got to keep me honest. You tell me what I'm talking about because I have no idea. Paige. It's a pleasure to meet you, Paige. That's wonderful. That's a good name. My full name is Abigail. Isn't that disgusting to grow up in Brooklyn with a name like Abigail? All the normal girls were named Gloria, Barbara, Susan, Abigail. I was always the shortest, fattest kid in the class. I sat next to Irish Schneider. He had sweaty palms. He had to hold my hand, a little pervert, so I bit him. Anyway.
How does it taste?
Like pork. The other white meat. Oh, God. Don't get me started. Oh, my goodness. So, hearing aids. Yeah, I really have trouble with hearing aids. I'm at the doctor. You get old. You go to doctors. You go to funerals. You go to the pharmacy. That's my day. It's very full. So I'm at the doctor, and she's examining me, and she's saying, she knows I like to travel. She said, well, when you were driving in China, was it very, very dirty and crowded? And how was the driving in China? I said, well, it must have been dirty and polluted, but I'm here in your office for a checkup. She says, I didn't say driving in China. I said, how is your dry vagina? My baby sister came down and visited me and stayed. She calls me, she says, well, I'm at the hotel now. It's downtown San Diego. I said, well, what's the name of it? Maybe I could walk there if it's not too far. She said, it's the Infidel Hotel. Oh, my God, there's an Infidel Hotel. Do you have to wear a burqa? You better watch out. They might cut off your hand. She says, no, you moron. It's the Indigo Hotel. These are worth BS. I'm not supposed to say shit, but they're worth shit, these hearing aids. Anyway, they're terrible. But it does make the bullshit louder. Terrible. Oh. So I spend my time going to doctors, but I have wonderful grandchildren. They're brilliant, but you know, like you, Jason, they're very frank. I have a gorgeous 10-year-old grandson. He looks at my wedding picture. I was hot, hotter than her. Mine stood up. They were up here. Look at me. That's what it's going to look like. They were up. Somebody said, Bubby, you were so beautiful. What happened? So my granddaughter saves the day. She said, she's still beautiful. She just has a lot more skin. And she said, but what's this? Well, I told her, that's a flotation device. Will I get one when I'm very old like you? Only if you inhale. And then the moment of truth, I take the little guy out to the pool, because all condos in San Diego have a pool or a little lake or something. He's looking at me, and I'm in the water, and I'm a beauty in a bathing suit, and he's looking, and he says, Bubby, what are those blue lines on your legs? So I said, you know how I get lost when I drive? I had the map of San Diego tattooed on my foot. The zoo is over here. Tijuana's down there. El Centro, well, anyway, we wouldn't go there. They believe that. Yes, I had another life. I worked in a nursing home because I'm a sweet, gentle, good person. The number one health problem, take notes because I am a doctor, the number one problem in a nursing home is constipation. No shit. I recommend Metamucil margaritas, bungee jumping, and also, I also say, you should all, Richard, you look like you're getting on in years, you're over 25, right? Yeah, so you should have high fiber cereal. You know, Fiber Plus or Fiber, whatever it's called, because it looks the same going in as it does coming out. You know what I'm saying? You know it's true. You're going to go home and look at that damn cereal in your bowl. Just don't put little raisins in. You think you might have roaches or something. You know, until I was 8 and I lived in Brooklyn, I thought that the roaches were my family pet. We had hot and cold running ones. My grandmother, who I said was Bubby, loved to cook. Unfortunately, she was nearsighted. She was making her signature chopped liver, accidentally ground up some rubber bands. For months, I was farting condoms. She gave me advice when I was a young, hot woman like you, ladies, you. She says, marry your own kind. I said, the women don't want me. Then she said, marry the man that gives you the biggest ring. Well, I had hearing loss even then, and I thought she said, marry the man with the biggest thing. That's my grandma. She was really sweet. So I have been married almost over 4 decades. That's a hell of a long time. And for my anniversary, my loving husband gave me something very personal. Chlamydia. It's a lot better than last year when he gave us matching jock straps. That was my grandmother. What could I tell you? I told you I used to work in a nursing home, and I had to give a bed bath to an elderly woman. Someday, you might be an elderly woman who will give you a bed bath. You know, when she gives you a bed bath, how nice it feels. So I had to give her a bed bath, and being a good Christian, I offered her the washcloth when it came time to do her hoo-ha. I said, here, ma'am, you want to do your privates? Hell no, you do it. But take your time. You know, I didn't mind accommodating her. She's an old woman. But smoking and cuddling, I mean, that's not in my job description. Oh, my God. So I quit that job, and I opened a shop in Gaslamp called Psalms and Thongs, Religious Erotica. We have your burkas, crotchless burkas, it's a special. G-strings for Jesus. And a real big special, men, on Crusader condoms for your David or Goliath. I'm going to leave you young folks with a message to practice safe sex. Use the Crusader condoms. Remember, you're all 6 shtups from Jerry Springer, and that's been my time. Thank you very much.
Give it up for Abby November. You get everything you want to know about Broadway functions and more this evening, right?